Coming up on this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we immerse ourselves in a cultural festival, take a tour of West Falmouth's newly renovated library, see what summer has brought to Highfield Hall, and celebrate togetherness at Cape Cod Pride Day. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. For 96 years, the Mashpee Wampanoag have celebrated their annual Pow-Wow, a festival where the Cape Cod-based tribe demonstrates their customs, allowing the public greater insight into their way of life. Held at the Cape Cod Fairgrounds over the course of 3 days, this year's theme was Honoring Our Traditions and featured displays of Wampanoag dancing, music, food, games, and craft work.
So I'm Tim Turner from Plymouth Plantation and the Wampanoag home site at Plymouth Plantation, and we're here at the Mashpee Pow-Wow in 2017 trying to recruit some native people to come work for the Wampanoag home site at Plymouth Plantation. And so we're here for all 3 days and talking to native people and seeing if anybody's interested in coming to the plantation and joining our team of native staff members at the museum.
Hi, I'm Rita Pocknett. I'm a member of the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe, and this is Native Times Coffee. I'm an entrepreneur over 50. Native Times Coffee was started for a retirement plan. I saw that people age 65 and older were working and couldn't retire and didn't have enough money for sustainability and for their economic sustainability. So I was looking for a plan and something that connected us to the past, something that we could do today, that Native Americans could do today with trade. So I thought of coffee. In the past, we could trade shells, and if you look at the logo, you could see that we used the quahog shell. It had a lot of purple in it, and we used that for jewelry. We were able to trade that. So coffee is a commodity. It's the second largest in the country, largest commodity. So it's a trade of today and a trade of the future. The 7 beans in the shell represent the 7 generations of the past, 7 generations of the future.
Thanks to Mashpee TV for generously sharing that footage with us. After being closed for over half a year, the historic West Falmouth Library has reached the end of their renovation process. FCTV was there to take a tour with Building Committee Co-Chair Charles McCaffrey, who explained the details of the renovations and the building as a whole.
My name is Charles McCaffrey. I'm the co-chair of the West Falmouth Library Building Committee. We began seriously the process of planning for this renovation in 2013, and we began construction at the end of September of 2016.
I'm Lois Hiller. I'm the new director at West Falmouth Library. I've been here since December. We have a collection of about 18,000 items.
We also have added an archive room, which is a climate-controlled space where we have papers from the history of West Falmouth. We developed conceptual designs for the project in 2013-14, including the restoration of the original building, the renovation of the 72 edition, the addition of outdoor space, and the construction of a new building with safety and accessibility improvements. We're in the lower lobby of the new addition to the library. At this level, one can enter from the parking lot at grade without any steps. There is a new staircase and an elevator to provide access to the main floor. Also, there's a new book drop so that people can drop their books off without climbing any stairs. The library remained open for the first few months of site preparation and foundation work, closed shortly before Christmas in 2016, and reopened on June 27, 2017. A significant change to the library is the addition of outdoor space, a large porch, and an even larger terrace for outdoor enjoyment and for outdoor events throughout the season. We're in the new kitchen of the library, which was increased in size to make it easier for volunteers to prepare food for various events. So one of the major additions to the library as part of the renovation was a quiet reading room where the door could be closed and people could read at their leisure without the disturbance of the many wonderful activities, particularly children's activities, that are conducted in the library.
West Falmouth Library is a very special library and unique to its community. It was founded by 5 Quaker women and has been supported by individuals privately for many, many years, although it does function as a public library and is open to everyone and is part of the CLAMS network of libraries that covers the entire Cape to give public library services to everyone.
The library is now open to the public and regular hours have resumed. Thanks to Chris McNeil for that piece. It's time now for the latest from Town Hall. Here are the takeaways from recent municipal meetings, chosen based on community impact.
The Falmouth Zoning Board of Appeals met Tuesday, June 27th, to discuss the ongoing plans for the Liberty Green Apartments 40B project. The board went back and forth in discussion with 2 main points of debate being the center of talks: 2 waivers regarding total lot coverage of the plan and maximum building height.
So I feel like the total lot coverage is where, in my view, we ought to say we're denying the waiver and let them fit the buildings they can fit on.
You're talking
On a
total
maximum lot coverage of
structures.
20%?
No, 60%.
No, he's saying
77.
allow this 59%.
They're saying they want 77% total
The
lot
total.
coverage.
So you're saying allow the lot coverage by structures, but deny
Deny total
by
lot
structures
coverage.
and parking?
Right. And let them figure out how to,
Well, then what, so to get it down to 60%?
yes.
When the
They're at
structures are already at
59% with the structures.
59%?
Well, they won't be by the time, if they have to
True, if
reduce
you're reducing setbacks.
setbacks. And
I don't think you can allow a lot coverage by structures of 59% and then deny,
60%.
it requires 60% for structures and
so
parking.
would you have a number that you would put there? I mean, the problem is I don't know.
It's going to be arbitrary,
Yes.
either way. I think your best course of action here is to
Wow.
allow the waiver, but subject to the condition requiring the permeable parking areas.
The board did not make a decision by the end of the discussion and is planning to hold another open meeting on this issue Monday, July 10th, in the Herman Foundation meeting room at 6:30 p.m. In the last Conservation Commission meeting, the town of Falmouth presented plans to the board to rehabilitate a 3.2-mile section of the Shining Sea Bikeway. The planning department requested permission to widen a segment of the bike path, resurface sections, improve signage and road crossings, install new wooden railings, root barriers, and clear approximately 200 invasive trees all between Locust Street and Crane Street. The Conservation Commission heard from staff regarding the invasive trees and root barrier plans. Some concerns revolved around the state funding for the bike path and if any application of herbicide with this plan would violate any conditions with the state funding.
They say the general expectation of treatment results is that there is no regrowth of targeted plant species at the end of the first season.
At the end of the first year.
Yeah. And then any continued herbicide after that first treatment would have to be the responsibility of the town.
On Monday, June 26th, the selectmen held an extensive executive session to discuss the wind turbine litigation decided by the court. The decision to discontinue the wind turbine operation has significant financial implications for Falmouth, and the selectmen needed to be prudent in taking action. The board came out of their executive session and read a statement to attendees stating that the board needs more time to collect more information before going forward with a final decision on what to do.
The board has also asked staff to update the analysis of the financial consequences in the event one or both turbines is shut down permanently. Finally, the board will request that counsel for the litigants immediately renew settlement discussions with a goal toward resolution of all outstanding litigation and matters involving the turbines.
To watch any of these meetings in their entirety, please visit FCTV's website at fctv.org to view the programming schedule. It's summer, and that means there's a lot happening here on Cape Cod. In this episode's calendar segment, we have several events to highlight. From 4:30 to 6:30 on Mondays, from July 10th through the 31st, stop by St. Barnabas Church for Lobsters on the Lawn, where you can indulge in lobster rolls, chips, and pie on their beautiful lawn across from the Falmouth Village Green. Heritage Museums and Gardens hosts the Standard Flower Show from July 11th to 13th. This major biannual showcase by the Garden Club Federation of Massachusetts features beautiful floral designs, seasonal horticulture, and educational displays alongside the museum's own renowned collections. On Wednesday, July 12th at 3:30, Nietzsche Tripp and Dion Peterson face off at the second annual Atria Woodbriar Chef Showdown. Both chefs are required to use corn as part of their dishes and will be scored by a panel of judges, including special guest Jay Zavala. Lastly, we have Come Take a Look, an exhibition of Sue Beardsley's unique style of sculpture utilizing found and recycled materials, viewable at the Mazer Gallery here at FCTV throughout July. We're going to take a break to learn about an adoptable cat from People for Cats. When we come back, we'll learn about students at the Lawrence School who are giving back to their community, check out an open house at Highfield Hall, and visit an event celebrating love and freedom. Stay with us.
Lily Mae is a very pretty tortoiseshell tabby combination known as a Torby. This 4-year-old has a tabby coat pattern with some orange coloration mixed in. She has the most beautiful big seagrass green eyes that calmly assess her surroundings. This girl is a very independent kitty and likes to meet the world on her terms. Lily Mae will sit on your lap and tolerate some limited petting. She's also quite playful, so if you'd like to share your abode with an independent kitty, this girl might just be the cat for you. For more information about Lily Mae or any of our other cats, please visit peopleforcats.org.
Welcome back. Craft-conscious students of Bob Porto at Lawrence School have recently been involved in a building blitz, which had them working on a project over 3 days with the goal of contributing to and fostering pride in the community of Falmouth. FCTV stopped by to see what the students are making and hear their thoughts on the program.
Right now what we're doing is something I call a building blitz, where we're basically building stuff for our community. Different schools, different organizations, as well as our school will ask us for different things over the course of the year, and then we usually set aside 3 to 4 days where we'll be able to do a building project and give something back to the community. Some of that comes, the funding for that comes from budget, some of it comes from FEF and other grants, and some of it comes from fundraising that we do here at the school. Well, the nice thing is it comes later in the trimester, so they've had a chance to practice and make their mistakes, and the idea is that we're building up to nicer and nicer quality. So where our first project just has to be functional, it doesn't have to be beautiful. Now we've done a couple additional projects, so now it's like it doesn't even need to be nice for us, it needs to be nice for somebody else, so we want to spend a little bit of extra time to it. Plus it gives them the advantage of saying, you know, a couple of years from now, you might go by it on the street and see, you know, oh, hey, I built that a couple of years ago when I was in 8th grade, which students, now that we've been doing it for a while, have been coming back and telling me, oh, my kiosk is still up there on the bike path and that kind of thing.
This class, it's really fun, it's really hands-on, and we do a lot of projects. Like every day we do a project, it's always hands-on. There's not much instruction, it's kind of like Mr. Porto lets you like figure it out for yourself, but he's always there if you need help.
Well, I think this class is a lot about building, learning how to build, learning about all the different tools and how they work. And it's a lot of fun, definitely. We're building a shelf right now. We just built a shelf. We're building a bench right now. Soon we're going to be doing this Iditarod race that Lawrence does every year. I think it's the 5th year we've done it. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
I like being able to do things by myself. Like, Mr. Porto gives us a lot of freedom to kind of teach ourselves how to do it. but he gives us guidance, obviously.
So across the board, it really helps us out quite a bit in terms of giving them a chance to see immediate results of their decision making. I wouldn't be able to do a lot of what I do. We run a separate team competition. I run an Iditarod project in the winter. I run something we call the Da Vinci Dash in the spring, where the students basically build different vehicles to compete against each other in various challenges. A lot of that funding comes from some sources like FEF that are outside of our traditional budget. The first year we did this project, I did a lot more exercises with paper, a lot more exercises with worksheets. So really, thanks to organizations like FEF, I've really been able to step up so that when the kids say, I need this, I can say, okay, great, I can provide that for you, and really make the scale that much bigger and that much more exciting for them.
Be on the lookout for some of their creations around town. Thanks to Ryan Weber for that story. On a picture-perfect summer day, historic Highfield Hall celebrated their Summers Upon Us open house. The event featured a delightful fairy house making workshop for families, giant bubbles in the front lawn, a goatscaping exhibit, and 2 fiber art exhibits, one of which featured the unique work of 3D quilt maker Dominique Ehrman.
I'm Annie Dean, Director of Programs and Exhibitions here at Highfield Hall, and today is our busiest day of the year. It's our Summers Upon Us open house, and we have a lot of things going on today that will also be continuing throughout the summer. All of these people are here because it's the opening of our Fairy House exhibition, and that includes ice cream, Bubble Man, estate tours, garden tours, anything you can imagine that would make your day wonderful here at Highfield. Inside, through Labor Day, we have 2 exhibitions. One of them is a national fiber art exhibition, and we have work by over 35 artists working in different fiber media. The other exhibition is an incredible one by a 3-dimensional quilter, Dominique Ehrman, who's traveled down here for Quebec to put in her exhibition, and you're not going to see anything like this because she's the only one that we know of who uses her 3-dimensional technique for making quilts.
My name is Dominique Ehrman. I am from Sainte-Sophie, Quebec, and I am a textile artist. I mostly work with 3D. And I make 3D quilts. I'm a self-taught quilter, and I've done that since 2005. This is a quilt I've done to pay tribute to the first block I ever done. And the first block I ever pieced was a traditional pinwheel block. Quilters will recognize the pinwheel block. It's a traditional quilt. But my tribute is to make a pinwheel block my way. And the other quilt you see on my left is representing Highfield Hall. It was a quilt made especially for this exhibit, and it will be now part of the permanent collection because a patron of Highfield just bought it and donated to Highfield. So it's beyond my dream.
Behind me is a spinning pinwheel made out of fabric. We at Highfield Hall pride ourselves in bringing in some really innovative artists, and this person is unbelievable. She came up with the idea of using fabric and make it so it moves and spins, and so it's not what I would say is your general grandma's quilt.
A lot of people in town have been asking us, what are those white snowflakes doing in the beech trees here at Highfield? Well, they're part of our fiber art show. And we worked with an artist, Ashley Blaylock, and she flew out here from California to do this exhibition on site. So she made these giant white doilies for us, came out here, and decided where she was going to place them here in the Beech Tree Grove. We spent 2 days doing it. It was a terrific amount of fun. Also, for 1 week only, we have goats on the property. These are the goats from Goatscaping, and what they're doing for us is they're eating all the invasive species in a contained area on the property. They're hanging out behind the house, so when you come up, be sure to go around the back and see these beautiful little beasts. We also have a whole gamut of children's programs. Some of them you sign up for and you come for a week, and some of them you stop by on a Saturday and do a project. So please check out our website, highfieldhall.org, for everything that we have going on this summer.
Thanks to Tony Sedera for that footage. Rain may have moved the second annual Cape Cod Pride Day event inside, but that didn't stop the celebration, which took place at the Morse Pond School on Saturday, June 24th.
Today it's Pride 2017. We have people from all over Cape Cod celebrating being gay, being lesbian, being transgender. This is our second event, and even though it rained this morning, it is a wonderful time. We have food, we have music. We just heard a fantastic poet. Later on, we're going to be listening to Zoe Lewis. This event is so important because it brings people together. It creates a safe place for people of all ages to celebrate who they are.
We're here fighting for you. We have your back, and we're not going to rest until we end all discrimination in our state. So thank you so much for being a part of this.
I think people feel lifted up. I think it's a lot of things that can weigh down on everyone these days, and I think coming here, everybody feels lifted up. It's wonderful for us because we have a lot of people coming in saying, "Oh, you're my bank," which makes us feel good too. But I think the whole feeling is of community and of coming together and supporting each other, and that's why we're here.
It's always heartwarming to see the turnout here and people that support but don't necessarily understand all the details of some of the issues that face this community. And so we're here to help educate interested people, to bring them up to speed on what's going on and the issues that are still very critical that need to be addressed.
We're here with the Samaritans of Cape Cod and the Islands. We're a suicide support group. We're volunteers on a hotline. Started in 1977. We get over 25,000 calls a year. And we're just out because the LGBT community is a very hard-hit community by suicide. So out here to show our support.
The table I have right here is a networking table. It's to help LGBTQ people connect with each other. Basically, they fill out a form and they check off what activities they're interested in, and then I'll send the emails to everyone who checks off the same activities, and then it'll be up to everyone on the list to connect with each other. And it's just a way to help LGBTQ people connect and build community.
Events like this are important because it reminds people that love wins. Love always wins.
Pride Day raised over $3,000 that will be donated to Freedom, Massachusetts to fight a 2018 ballot initiative to repeal the transgender non-discrimination law. Thank you to Liz Lerner for her coverage. Hospice and palliative care, a service of the Visiting Nurse Association of Cape Cod, was created to provide compassionate care and support to patients and families facing a terminal illness. In this next segment, Clinical Practice Manager Nancy Siekman and Dr. Henry Casey talk about services that allow patients to spend more time at home with loved ones.
Hospice is a service of individuals in the community helping patients be cared for during their final road in life.
The dying patient or a patient facing the end of life goes through numerous symptoms, whether it's pain, anxiety, agitation, and it sort of all consumes the patient. And by managing all these symptoms, it gives them a chance to relax and enjoy life and really be present for their end of their life and not have to worry about not feeling well.
V&A is a home care service. I think it is a superb service to give care in the home. And most of us do want to die in our home.
So it really is all about comfort care and taking care of those symptoms so that they can relax and enjoy every day that they have left to live.
we're all going to die sometime, and we want to be able to die with the least anxiety, the least discomfort, and these services will allow for that.
Well, hospice is a team approach, and the main person in the team is the patient.
V&A Hospice, as many hospices, consists of a nurse manager, social work, clergy, volunteers, as well as home care specialists as well. It's the total breadth that is needed, and in many respects, the social work is extremely important at this aspect of the final few months.
V&A of Cape Cod just saved our lives. I could not have done this, kept Cynthia at home, certainly for the last year without the guidance. As long as you're physically healthy, you think you can do things, but you just do not understand the progression, you do not understand what needs to be done and how to do it in the techniques. I cannot say enough about the individuals who really make Cynthia as a member of the family when they're here. They talk to her, they just take her through. Cynthia has never once complained. And living with me, I don't know how that's possible, but never once, and she responds to them. There's a smile. The other day, a nurse came in, and she hadn't seen her for a week or two, 10 years into Alzheimer's, and she said, "Where have you been?" Another nurse finished up working on her just a week ago, and Cynthia said, "Thank you." There's a cognitive part of Cynthia that remains there, and they bring it out. Elaine, who's here now, is a homemaker, will be reading to her during the morning, and Cynthia's wide awake, listening to every word. I don't know seriously about the illness in all of its phases, but there's a little something still there cognitively, and the smiles will come, a response will come. It's like her sister would be with her.
Thanks to Cape Cod Health News for providing us with that piece. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at a celebration of patriotism. Stay with us.
My name is Kelly, and I've lived in Falmouth year-round since 2002. My husband was diagnosed with stage 4 stomach cancer in October of 2014. He was unable to work during his treatment. We were told about Wings for Falmouth Families by a friend at the oncologist office. Wings helped us tremendously. They were able to lighten our financial burden by helping us with some monthly bills. My husband passed away 7 months after he was diagnosed. Wings helped me pay for a cleaning service to come in and take care of my house, which allowed me more time to spend with my 4 children and not worry about the burden of everyday chores. I am grateful for the support and sympathy they also offered us during this difficult time.
14 years ago, Wings for Falmouth Families was founded with the sole purpose of providing financial assistance for local families with school-aged children who are experiencing a medical crisis or tragic event. With the support of our very generous donors, Wings for Falmouth Families has helped families over the years in various different ways. Whether a parent or child gets diagnosed with a condition or disease, a caretaker is out of work due to an unexpected surgery, or even the loss of a parent, Wings is here to come alongside families to empower them so they can focus on their #1 priority, their family, and to comfort them by showing how much their community cares. If you are experiencing a medical crisis or tragic event, or know someone who is, please urge them to apply for assistance. The application process is quite simple, as we do not wish to add any other burdens to families. To apply for aid, to donate, or to learn more about Wings for Falmouth Families, visit wingsforfalmouth.org or call 508-548-4420.
Welcome back. Troy was out and about on the 4th of July as Falmouth celebrated Independence Day. Here's Troy's take.
Thank you, Michael. I am here in Falmouth Village, right next to Peg Noonan Park, on one of the most beautiful days of the year. Today, the 4th of July, I'm donning my red, white, and blue and standing with really thousands of other people ready to watch the Falmouth Village Association Bike Parade. This day, this parade, this village, this is Americana. This is Falmouth. So come join us as we enjoy and share with you the sights and sounds of July 4th in Falmouth. So you ladies are headed down to the bike parade?
Yeah.
You're looking very festive there in your 4th of July outfits. What's your name?
My name's Ella.
Ella, are you here for the summer or do you live here?
We're here for the summer.
Nice. So what do you like about visiting Falmouth?
I kind of just like to go to the beach and stuff. And
Well, this is a beautiful day for that. Maybe after you're done with the bike parade, you can do that.
yeah.
So we have a lighthouse who doubles as a young lady named Carly. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you're from Belmont, but you spend your summers here. Is this the best 4th of July yet, or what?
Amazing. So pretty. The best day to have it.
What do you think about this 4th of July parade?
Everybody's having so much fun, and I just love leading it. I just think it's just great to have it here. So pretty.
Excellent. And what about you? What do you like or love about the parade?
Oh, I love it because my grandchildren are in it, and this is their 5th year in it, and I love to see all the little ones and the older ones too that decorate the bikes and get festive for this. It's fun.
It sure is. Well, here comes the parade, so thanks for saying hello and enjoy the parade. A sea of red, white, and blue, happy families, babies, grandparents, kids, bikes, wagons. This is what this parade is all about. The most important thing you see everywhere, in addition to the candy that's being thrown, though, is the smiles from the happy children. So we finish our tour of Independence Day Falmouth style here on the beautiful Falmouth Public Library lawn for their annual book sale. I got my books for the year with my commemorative Falmouth Library bag, and in it are several biographies. I have to still read the books that I bought here at the book sale last year, but one of my bad habits is I read 5 or 6 books at a time. So if you're going to have a bad habit, that's a good one to have. But what an amazing day, what an amazing example of the soul of this community, with thousands of people lining the streets celebrating not only our independence, but what it means to be a community, what it means to be from Falmouth. So it's been our pleasure to share with you the sights and sounds of this wonderful day, and we'll be back here next year for another edition of Independence Day Falmouth Style. I'm Falmouth Enterprise columnist Troy Clarkson, and that's my take. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks to Troy Clarkson for that piece. Here at FCTV, we want you to know that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone. We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We leave you now with the sights and sounds of the 4th of July in Falmouth. Thanks for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.